Welcome to RSA Conference 2024. We're here recording live from Broadcast Alley in Moscone West. This interview is sponsored by Intezer. I'm your host, Adrian Sanabria, and joining me today for this interview is Jim McDonough, VP of Global Sales at Intezer. How are you doing, Jim?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me, Adrian.
Yeah, absolutely. So second year in a row, everybody's talking about AI.
Yep.
You know, what can it do for tools? How can it improve things? How much of it is hype, and how much can we actually do with it?
Of course. Yeah.
And the SOC is one of those places. So depending on how you define the different tiers of a SOC, some of the lower tiers are often just shuffling things around, like deciding, okay, what needs to go to whom, that kind of stuff. How much can AI actually solve within the SOC there?
Yeah.
Let's just start with like what levels, what kind of use cases are we looking at where AI can help?
Yeah. Well, I think, as you mentioned, the tier one, I think is really a great place to start, right? That's where like the high volume, high workload is coming in and flooding teams. And so, AI can really come in to help significantly reduce that workload and make the entire process within the SOC a lot more efficient, and allow the teams that really are short-staffed to be able to focus on the things that matter the most.
Yeah. Are there any specific examples you can think of things that AI would do?
Yeah. Absolutely. So,
and we're talking large language model AI, that kind of technology here, I assume?
Well, it's part of it, right? So there's a number of different things that we have within our technology that really help with the core decision making of what an analyst would do, right?
Yeah.
So mimicking the work, like techniques, decisions that an analyst would do when
based on what they've done in the past, or
based on what they've done in the past. So, like an example, right? Take EDR as an example, and an alert fires from the EDR. Typically an analyst will get that alert, and they'll have to go through a number of different steps to determine, is this a real threat? Is it a false positive? And then from there, make a decision on what to do with that alert. And so, our technology can come in and actually make those decisions like an analyst would do, and then take action from there.
Right. And where do you see SOC struggling the most? What kind of tasks? Where's their time being wasted? Where maybe this technology can get them away from the kind of rote, the stuff humans hate to do, the repetitive stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Like where are they suffering the most?
Well, I think it's there for sure, right? Like, and I think that's because, look, it's 2024, and we continue to talk about the shortage of talent in security, right? Like, I've been in cyber for a decade now, and we were talking about it back then. I'm sure we were talking about it before I was in cyber as well, right? So, like, despite companies doing as much as they possibly can with automation to try to solve this problem, it's still there, right? And so, and attack surfaces, continue to grow. We're putting more and more technology for detection into these companies. So, not enough people, more alerts coming at them. Like, how do you handle all that? Stay secure, stay sane. So really, I think there is the best place to start, right? Like, let's take that workload off of the SOC's plate, keep it in house, and really give everybody time back to focus on things that they really want to focus on.
Right. And it seems like MSSPs, where working with as many companies as possible, being efficient across those companies. The margins there, what really matter.
For sure.
It seems like this is a big help to you guys as well. It's a lot of these technology the way you're using it, is it exposed to the customers where they're building playbooks and things like that with it, or is it more behind the scenes? Something that you guys implement in your technology.
Yeah, well, so I think for our technology, it's both, right? So like it's behind the scenes in that we integrate fully into the systems that they have and the workflows that they have in place, right? So like it's doing its thing behind the scenes, but then it gets integrated into workflows, into playbooks to take remediation action, and further up the chain to help solve those issues. Yeah, so like MSSPs, what we've seen with them is like there's a huge demand for their services, right? Because of the shortage of talent. And so their customer bases are growing significantly, and they're out there trying to find people to handle that, right? So we found, obviously, the enterprise was huge for us, but we've also seen with MSSPs that in order for them to scale and scale efficiently, they're looking to adopt AI, and they're early adopters. So yeah, it's been interesting to see, kind of this all
So
come together.
MSSPs are customers of yours?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. MSSPs, Enterprise, Fortune 500.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we're seeing at the end of the day, right? If you're doing any type of incident response detection and response, whether it's your in-house SOC or an MSSP, you need the people to handle it, and that's a challenge.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about your new SIM triage solution.
Yeah. So we started off on this journey about at the end of 22, early 2023, when we launched our product, and it was focused on EDR. We felt like that was the right place to start, right? So we integrated with CrowdStrike, Microsoft Defender for endpoint, SentinelOne, and really started solving that problem for our customers with EDR triage. But over time, we had a huge demand from our customers and from the market to broaden that scope, right? Broaden the sources that we could cover, obviously, because we were only doing that one source, right? So throughout 2023, we worked with our customers to integrate into to more of their systems and be able to triage all of their alerts and truly take off that tier one for them. So we launched that beginning of this year, and it's been a huge success for us so far.
I imagine you have to integrate with maybe the top 5 SIM solutions.
Yeah. So what we found is we do have direct integrations with some of the big players, but through like simple webhook integration, we can actually integrate with any alert source, ingest that into our technology, and do the same alert triage that we would do. Yeah. Okay.
So one of the trends that I've seen that's interesting is automated remediation.
Yep.
So we saw some of this a few years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and it felt like people, we were talking about decision support.
Yeah.
That people weren't quite ready to fully automate some of that stuff, and let a playbook or AI or whatever it might be make some of those decisions without a human in the loop. Are you starting to see folks becoming more comfortable with that for certain use cases, like actually automatically disabling an account or isolating machine, taking some kind of action automatically?
Yeah, absolutely. I think obviously there's always some hesitation when it comes to that, but I've seen, especially over, let's call it the last year, more willingness to do that, right? And so with our technology, SOAR does a great job of that, right? Yeah. Being that to be in the middle, to take the remediation. So we feed that data that is necessary into the SOAR to take those remediation actions. And like the playbooks and use cases that we've seen have been increasing more and more as companies get more comfortable with allowing technology to do that.
Okay. And you mentioned SOAR. Do you integrate with other SOAR solutions, or do you have your own?
We're not trying to compete with SOAR at all. We feel like we're a perfect complement to SOAR, and so we integrate with any SOAR really, and our customers take our alert, triage, and investigation assessments and work that right into playbooks to be able to take action.
And do you guys augment any of that work? Do you have like an internal team that augments it? Like, can you do custom detection engineering for customers or anything like that? Or do you just provide the tools?
So we provide the tools. The only time that our people come into play for now is more on the incident response side. So there is a
so you do have like a consulting arm?
There's an ability, not really, right? It's actually
part of the product.
Relatively small, highly skilled team that once something has happened and we've gone through all this, our technology has done the triage and investigation and has given you a verdict. If you want additional help with that, especially for like the smaller teams we work with,
right?
There's a button right in the tool that will say contact an expert, and we can actually
it'll
come in and help with that next layer if needed. So we do see our customers take advantage of that, and obviously we'll look to do more with technology there as well.
So what's next for Intezer?
Yeah, well, I think it's early for us. We've had significant growth over the last year from the product. So we just released this additional coverage with SIM, and so I think really the next year is focused on making our customers as successful as possible with this, expanding our partnerships with other technology vendors like in the SIM space, EDR, and really just broadening what we can offer to our customers, and learning what is the need and where can our technology fit in, I think is kind of where we're focused right now as a company.
All right, great. Well, thank you so much for joining us on Security Weekly today, Jim. To find out more, visit securityweekly.com/Intezer RSAC. And stick around. We'll be back with more content here in just a little bit.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Yeah.